Yes, guys, welcome back to my garden. I've got like 30 minutes, an hour, and I'm going to see what I can get done in the garden. Don't worry, the video will not be that long. I'll cut out all the boring bits, which will probably be most of it. So no, don't worry, no, don't switch off, don't switch off. It will be good. It will be interesting. Don't worry. As you can see, I've got these seats here and the table in front of me. It's because I recorded a podcast yesterday with Tom Coleman. So I will post when that is on, or do you know what I mean? Let you guys know so you can not sort of see that. So first of all, we have to move these back onto the patio, and yeah, let's get cracking. See what we need to do. So guys, I'm going to harvest some courgettes first before I get too mucky. Now, most of you will probably know better than me that if you let your courgettes grow too long, then they'll turn into marrow. So it's good to keep on harvesting them, and then you get more and more courgettes. So there are some decent sized ones in here. One or two are on the cusp of being left for too long. So let's get this one first here. This one's a good size one. Check this one. Here we go. What do you reckon to that? Now, I probably should have left a little bit more on there, because so basically you want a little bit of a stalk from what I've read. Now, maybe someone knows better than me. Am I okay cutting it? Because I always cut them. I know some things you're not meant to actually cut, and you're better off sort of twisting stuff like that. So am I all right cutting these? But yeah, no. Look at that beauty. Let's see what else we can get. Flipping loads of them. So if I just sort of get, if I just get the biggest ones I can. Boom. Some of these ones here I'll probably leave for a little bit longer. There's one there that's going a little bit bad, so I'm going to cut that one off, and I'll probably just chuck that because it's been getting a little bit munched on it. So yeah. I've also got yellow courgettes, so let's see how these ones are. So guys, some of you will know better than me, but like, I'm guessing that these leaves where they've got this like powdery mildew on, if I leave it, it's just going to spread, and I think that's what's been happening in some places. So I'm just taking off those leaves, but as I always say, if you ever see me do something I shouldn't be doing, tell me, because I am literally making this up as I go. Now, one thing I found mad is that like this courgette plant on the end has just done terribly, and then these ones here have really thrived. The one on the end here has done okay, but not as well as the sort of middle two. And I don't know why it is. I don't know whether it's because it's like slightly shadier or what. But yeah, no, it's really crazy how like the slugs have just devoured that. So yeah, maybe next year I'll plant something there that can sort of withstand a little bit of shade. But we have lettuce here, which is a lot of it starting to bolt, and I've got a load of beetroot. There's a beetroot here that's getting to a decent size actually, but I'm going to leave that a little bit longer. I had some really cool beetroot earlier on in the year, like really big. So guys, what I'm doing is I'm recording a bit of a reel. The sunlight's really bad, so I might have to put that on hold until later. Want to do that. These are my special ones as well. Right guys, so one thing we're going to do is go to shape this cloud tree that's not looking much of a cloud tree anymore. Whoa! I hate doing this job guys, so I'm always nearly falling in. Right, that's always better. When I go over this way, it really feels curious. one thing I've often thought that I need to like sort of get questions or something from people so that when I'm doing stuff like this, I've got something to sort of talk about, so you're not just sort of sat watching me in silence, because otherwise, I suppose if you're not already bored, that could be quite boring. You're getting there, guys. A lot of these sort of overgrowth off now, and I'm just sort of more shaping it and defining the, I suppose, different clouds of the cloud tree. Like it just needs to find there. So, I think I'm going to leave it at that, guys. What do you reckon? Let me give you a closer look. That is what we're looking like. And you can see its big cousin in the background there. Yeah, no, that's looking a lot better. So guys, one thing I've been doing, sorry for the skew with angle, but I've been collecting these canna seeds. Hopefully you can see that. And basically, the Rookie Gardener on Instagram taught us on a live with Look Inside My Garden how to grow cannas from seed. And so these ones I grew from seed this year that she sent me, and yeah, there was some more there. Look, I'll give you a close up of the seeds. Yeah, so basically check those out. So how cool is that? And they're like little, can you remember them BB guns you had as a kid? They're like little BB gun bullets. And yeah, basically you sand the side of them just to sort of expose a little bit, and then put them in water, and then you can grow them. And these are ones that I've grown this year. Now what I'll do, let's test my editing skills. I'll put a photo there of the canna in flower this year. It was like a red and yellow flower, gorgeous, and that was grown from seed this year. So obviously when I overwinter these, going forward, they will actually sort of get bigger and bigger until hopefully they're sort of getting bigger like that. Now it has been a little bit of a bad year for cannas this year, but yeah, that's something what I've been doing, saving all these seeds. I've got loads of them, so I'll probably bless somebody by giving them some canna seeds, and yeah, have just more and more cannas everywhere. What it does mean as well though is if some of these cannas do sort of like struggle and they don't survive the winter, cannas falling, then I've got some seeds that I can replace them with very easily. So yeah, good time. Guys, I can't believe it. I just tested an apple here to see whether it was ready, and then I could tell that it was ready, so I was like, oh, I'm going to get the camera. And then, guys, I had an absolute nightmare. My memory card went as well, so my apple's dropped without me being able to pick it for camera, and my memory card has run out, so I'll just replace that, which is why you're back. Really weird, like, how there's that, like, little thing. Like, that's not how they normally are. It's really weird. Never seen that, but obviously I don't know loads about this sort of thing. I've just realised I've dunked up. So right, so I'm going to taste test this while I'm here. Now I had one apple the first year when I got this, and then last year I didn't have any apples because the flowers got damaged by frost, and this year I have 3 apples. So yeah, a little taste test here now. Mmm, so good. Oh guys, so good. I love this apple. So the reason I bought this apple tree is because it is the type that my nanny Grace likes. So I bought the same tree. Now, one thing I did learn was that it's only half self-pollinating or something, semi-self-pollinating or something. And people who know more about apple trees and fruit trees and stuff like that are screaming at the TVs now. Like I say, people, like loads of people watch this. No, not many people watch this, but you know what I'm saying. They're screaming at the TVs. If they're not self-pollinating or whatever, you have to have more of them to allow the flowers to be pollinated and turn into apples, basically. And so what I've done this year is I've basically got some crabapple trees over there that will help it. As far as I've read, so I may have got that wrong as usual, but yeah, no. As far as I've read, that will work. So yeah, hopefully going forward, we'll have like more and more apples off this tree. So yeah, good times, eh? Right, guys, I'm going to leave it there because I have to take my little boy to the park before tea. But before I do that, let's give the fish a bit of a feed, see if they come up. Yeah, I take him to the park a lot because he loves it. And so, yeah, if I'm sort of coming out in the garden for 30 minutes, an hour, then yeah, I always make sure I take him to the park, just have like that little bit of time with him as well. Because yeah, I'm conscious of, obviously, although I've got this sort of hobby that I'm sharing with you guys, sometimes you can sort of let it consume you, and then suddenly you haven't done things like that. So excuse me being on my phone, very rude of me, but I'm just filming this for Instagram and TikTok because I tell you what, like I spoke about last video, these fish haven't been very sociable at all since the herring earlier on this year. So I've really been trying to encourage them more and more. When my granddad used to have fish, he'd go out in the back garden and they'd sense him. If anyone else went out in the back garden, they won't come for food, but they'd sense him, they'd know him. And so they do start to trust you. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. If you can, like and subscribe, but more importantly, look after yourselves, and I'll catch